In this tutorial for Team Yankee, I'm going to talk about another movement order called Follow Me. And you can find the rules, I guess, for Follow Me on page 34, and they're right there. It's not very long. This is not a very complicated rule to follow. Also, of course, if you find your division card, it's going to be on the back. And again, as I said, it's nice to have this because you can set this on the table to remind you of some of the special things you do, because sometimes I forget. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and let's see how this rule works. So basically, this rule will work for tanks, infantry, and aircraft. So it's going to work for any of them. You can use a special rule. And what this allows is, I'm going to throw these out here, and what we've got is a group of infantry here, and this is their unit leader, and they're done moving. And you're like, oh, I want to move a little bit further. Like they've ran up here, and if you're not planning to shoot, you can try this, because if you plan to shoot, do not try this maneuver. So what it allows is the unit leader to move 4 inches. So you move the unit leader before you even roll or anything, he moves 4 inches. So up to 4. So I'm going to say he's going to go to there. Now, anybody in his unit that's within 6 inches of him, where he's at now, and in line of sight, possibly also gets to move. And so I'm going to bring my trusty dice tower out here. And this is one of those that is kind of strange. What's so strange about this is it's not a skill check or anything like that. It is one of those few instances, I think there's only 2 that I can think of, that uses courage. I think this and minefields is the only 2 I think that use courage. So you don't do a skill check, morale, it's a courage check. So with the unit leader, check is, it's a 4+. So 4 or higher, we'll see if we're successful. Hey! All right, so what I have to do is measure from him any of these guys from his unit, because they're all in line of sight, that's within 6 inches, can move. So yes, yes, no. So they can't move. So you can move these guys. Let me get the dice tower out of the way. They can move up to 4 inches. Whoops, kind of stuck on my hand there. So kind of something like this. They can't move. Now, what's going to happen with this unit is that all these guys cannot shoot. Fail or succeed, these guys cannot shoot. These guys, from what I get from the rules, these guys still get to shoot. These guys were within 6 inches, and they will not get to shoot. Now, let's say that this guy decided, you know what, I'm just going to move that one up there. Well, he started within 6 inches, so he still cannot shoot. It's kind of bizarre, but any within 6 inches where he is cannot shoot. Now, let's say he didn't move he was back here, let's say, okay, and he's going to move his 4 inches. So he's going to go about right there, and he's going to try. And, oh, gosh, I hardly ever get a cocked one on there. There we go, 6. He's going to get to move forward. But let's say, come on, quit rolling a 6. There we go, he failed. So he's moved already up to here. He's failed. Succeed or not, any guy, anybody from his unit in line of sight and within 6 inches of him can't shoot. So that's basically everybody in this unit cannot shoot. And he's the only one that got to move forward. So be careful, that's a succeed or fail. Wherever he's at, within 6 inches of him, cannot shoot. And all this, when you try this, is in the movement step. Now you're probably asking, Why would I do this? So I'm going to set up a scenario here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this building. And these guys have done, now, they've dashed up here, or ran up here, or whatever you want to say, and they just didn't have enough movement to make it into this building. They were just, they were so close to making it into this building. And I'm going to move this guy up there. And sitting on the other side, we're going to pretend like these are some Abrams. And these Abrams are going to be able to move around the building with their movement and just machine gun these guys down. They're going to be in open. They're going to have to get their 3+ save. If they fail, they're dead. They've dashed up here trying to get in, and they can't make it. Now, to go in a building, it's a terrain dash, so make sure that the men have not gone over their 8 inches. So if they've done cross country, they can't go in there because it's 8 inches max they could move. So they've gone 8 inches as far as they can make it. They know these guys are just going to pulverize them, and this unit's probably going to be gone. So this is where the extra 4 inches may save them because they'll be in bulletproof cover and the machine guns are not going to be as effective. So let's see if they make it in. Oh, they do. So, the unit leader should have moved first. That was my fault. So I'm going to move the unit leader. He's going to get to go 4 inches. He's going to go, woo, I'm in. They made the check. The rest of the guys are going to move their 4 inches in. Now, they are all in. I'm running out of room here. This one guy may not be able to make it. Actually, you know what? This guy could have gone over here in this corner. So, everybody's in. They're in the building. Tanks want to shoot them next turn. They're going to be bulletproof cover. So that may be a reason you'd want to do this. If they're not going to shoot next turn, maybe you need to get them some type of terrain. And that is follow me. If you like this video or any others I've done, go ahead and subscribe and share with other people. And as always, have a good game.